Mine is to first of all appreciate today's event where we have received this server, which was kindly donated by the Africa Development Bank. This is part of the wider Kenya Rural Transformation Center's digital project, and this is a very important project where we are targeting to empower farmers and the whole value chain in the three counties. We are talking about the potato value chain, the dairy, and also the maize value chain. We are talking about the Nakuru County, Narok, Baringo County, and also later we included Nyandarua County. And the main objective is to ensure that the farmers are able to get into an ecosystem where they can be able to receive all the resources that they need to produce in terms of the inputs that they require, in terms of seeds, in terms of fertilizers, in terms of pesticides, in terms of even the information that they require, whether it is weather data or whether it is agricultural extension services. All that kind can be obtained from one source through the platform, and even market access to credit and all that. And this is going to really transform the farmers' income because they will now be able to get optimal markets for their produce. And this is going to really lead to a situation where we can enhance development. And this is going to be done also through cooperatives, and that is why this project is located here in the university. When we had the launch last year, that was in around, I think, July, this is when we started this process of working with the communities in these areas. We were able to map out the value chains and the people who are there, and now it has reached a point where now the design stage is into this whole project is going on. We are even having stakeholders workshop next week, again in Nakuru, where again all the stakeholders will be brought on board to again bring them on board on what has happened, how far we have gone. We are believing it's a 3-year project. At the end of 3 years, this platform will be up and running, and these farmers will be able to have received everything from this one platform, and that it will transform their lives. The farmers will be able to access through their phones. Nowadays, the smartphones have become very cheap and available, and so it will be possible. We'll be working with the developers to see if some of this information can also be available through a USSD code, so that even a farmer with a kabambe can be able to access this information. There will be a trial or pilot phase where this will be tested to ensure that it is fully working before it is fully rolled out. Yes, so it will be before the end of the project period. But by the end of the project period, this should now be accessible throughout. There will be a lot of public awareness going on already. We are in touch with if it's the agricultural officers and the other people in the target areas, and they are able to identify for us who we can be able to talk to. We will also be having public meetings with them so that we are able to bring as many on board as possible. We are already in touch with the various cooperatives in these various communities. We have already identified them. Some of them are already doing some work. Unfortunately, some of them are still quite young, still a bit weak, and will need to be strengthened. And through the university and through this project, we'll be able to build the capacity so that they can be able to incorporate more, they can be able to learn how to enhance their capacity in terms of service provision, even as cooperatives in these areas. and in the various value chains. Yes, we have already been working with the farmer, the Mumberes Dairy Cooperative. This is based in Eldama Ravine, that is in Baringo County. It is one of the cooperatives that we are working with, but we have other cooperatives also in some of these other counties that we are working with.
Just as the VC has said, we are working in those in 3 counties, principally, that is Narok, Nakuru, and Baringo, but also targeting Nyandarua at some point, and with focusing really on 3 value chains, on milk, maize, and Irish potatoes. So those are the areas and the value chains that we are currently focusing on. And this really goes into supporting the government's focus on ensuring that cooperatives are functional. As you know, in the 5 pillars that the government is working on, the cooperatives have been given and the enabler function, that they are the ones that are providing an enabling environment. So really, as the Cooperative University of Kenya, we are very much delighted to be able to provide capacity and to build capacity at that level, so that we support the government in its focus in ensuring that there is adequate food security in the country, that we are able to do the many other things that the government is currently focusing on. So really, we are excited to be part of this project, and we want to thank the African Development Bank for giving us the grant through which today we have been able to acquire the server that is going to be hosting the platform, and through which all the data that the farmers require will be accessed. And as the VC has said, this is going to be a very versatile platform to ensure that no farmer is left behind, whether they have a smartphone or not. They should be able to access the necessary data.
Was there a reason to choose these 3 value chains? Because you have other value chains with very, very strong cooperative.
Yes, in the government's program, they have 3 centers that they have identified where they are putting emphasis, and this is the Lord Egerton Agro-Industrial Park, which is in Nakuru. There are 2 others, but in collaboration and consultation with the government, we settled on the Lord Egerton Agro-Industrial Park, and then looked at what are the main agricultural activities in those areas, and maize comes on top. Dairy, of course, looking at the counties that have been selected, but also Irish potatoes, and that's why we are also having discussions in Nyandarua, given the production of Irish potatoes from that county. So basically, that's the reason why we are doing this. If we had been to other areas, perhaps we would have chosen other value chains.